So, Mark, how much do you owe the government?
When they settle these cases, this punitive damages, this was a settlement figure from a much higher number, but it ultimately came in at $49 million is what I currently own.
Damn.
I never made that much. Not that. But that is the number. It was more. My lawyer negotiated it down.
Down from what?
Close to $200 million.
And do you intend to pay the government back?
I wish I could. I hope to be able to pay as I earn. There's an agreement to pay a certain amount, of course. I will always. I hope I can make a living.
You better start making them millions again.
No, that kind of. They have these numbers, and you're not expected to make the millions again, just to make a living.
So, do you consider yourself the same man who made those millions, and do you aspire to make those millions again?
I'm a different man, no doubt.
How so?
What I've been through, I've learned, thankfully. I made mistakes. I'm not saying that I'm without regret. If I could go back in time, there's no doubt I'd do it differently. I would not have done this. So, you ask me that. I am still want a good life for myself, for my children. I have always been desirous of a wonderful life. That was part of the issue.
Right. Jordan
and I both had that in common. We wanted the best. We wanted great things. Maybe shortcuts were not the answer. So yes, now my goal is not to make the most money. My goal is to make a good living, to be happy and healthy, and to do the right thing.
Good. What did Jordan Belfort teach you?
Jordan. One thing about Jordan I can say is that he was a leader all the way. And he was extremely ambitious. Like myself, entrepreneurial. Very much. In that he's first, Jordan. He immediately, when he became licensed at LF Rothschild, where we were, which I thought was a great firm, I never would have left. I was a senior vice president, $1 million producer for years. I think I would have been made partner maybe eventually.
Okay, I'm going to stop you because you, in a sense, taught Jordan Belfort to become the Wolf of Wall Street.
Jordan and I had so many conversations over the years before we opened the brokerage house. And Jordan, I think, like many of these other guys I work with, learned from me because I seemed to get the whole process of what we were doing more than most. I rose in a group of maybe 100, 150 guys as the number one salesman for 6 or 7 years. So people listened to me. I had a lot to say on the subject because I was, very involved in it and I was good at it.
What was the craziest moment you remember with Jordan?
Crazy moment with Jordan?
Craziest.
Oh my goodness.
Or throw a few out.
We did a few trips to LA. We used to fly this.
Didn't you own a nightclub in LA?
Yes, I did. I owned a nightclub in New York City and in LA, and my family owned one in Brooklyn. But LA, a blues club.
So you flew out to LA together?
We used to go to LA all the time. We had business there, and I had separate business also. And we stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel often. We had a couple of wild scenes over there.
Do you tell?
No.
Don't want to end up back in prison.
Yeah, no. There wasn't anything that would land me back in prison. But, we were young guys, and we were going first class all the way, and we went to Beverly Hills, and I was going to LA every 2 weeks. Great.
90210.
Yes.
So, what was the most extravagant thing that you bought with your millions?
I bought 2 homes. One home in Locust Valley. It cost me a few $1 million, and I renovated it. I did the identical deal, very similar, big land deal, developed property in the Hamptons. And then I was always into the exotic foreign cars. I like that, and I traveled a lot. Like the hotels, basically.
Did you actually drive the exotic foreign cars?
Of course.
Did you have time to?
Of course, yes.
Weekends?
Yeah, well, not only weekends. I lived a great life. I was up early, up until late at night. Did a lot of business, but lived all around life.
Were there women who were only hired to serve as brokers at Stratton Oakmont?
That I'm not privy to. Again, I was there 2 years. Was the occasional girl ever to come in? Possibly.
Attractive?
Oh yeah. Only. But that's not something I was very involved in with those guys there. As I said, I was a little bit different, and then I left after 2 years and I had my own company.
So, are the Jordan Belforts and the Mark Hannas, not Hannas, out there now? Do you think they're out there now? Do you know them?
First of all, I think I don't have to know them. Growing up as we did, inner city, borough kids, or anywhere for that matter, but particularly New Yorkers, Long Island kids, Jersey kids, we were sharp, quick. We wanted to do. Are there kids today coming up? I see it. I talk to these young guys. They want, and they want to do well. I hope they're different than Jordan and I. We were not all bad, Jordan and I. We both college grads. I was in dental school at my master's. I did things right too. People, as I've said to you before, think that we did everything wrong. But that was not the case. We did much right, and I would hope that these young guys are not willing to do anything for money. That certainly didn't work out too well with us.
But don't you think that greed is part of the American dream?
No. Greed is never good that way, greed.
It's part of humanity. It's just a part of you.
Yeah, it should be rejected. And the religions will tell you that. I'll say that the word itself is just naturally not good. So I would say don't be greedy. You can be somewhat ambitious, properly so. Don't do anything illegal. I was of the belief that I was not doing anything illegal.
But I think it's that these guys are out there who, are risk takers and want to make a lot of money and want to do well. And that's,
there's a difference
you were a
between risk
taker.
Sure. It's a question about how far you want to go.
Exactly.
There are people who are risk takers. Look at what's going on in Wall Street. Massive trade losses at the one at the London Whale with J.P. Morgan, and very many other things. There's a line where it's criminal or it's not.
So, Mark, are you single or married now?
I'm single. Yes.
Single ladies.
Single, dating.
What type of woman do you like?
Many different.
Really? I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I love women. I love beautiful girls and all different types, though decent people.
Do you still party hard?
I'm not one of these guys who's an AA type, who's just sworn it off or I'm never going to have a drink. No, I do enjoy a little bit. I was never that bad. I did my share, but being an older guy now and always wanting to be in shape and have a brain, I don't overdo it too much, but I do have fun.
What did you learn on your life's journey so far?
Oh, too much to talk about now, but so much.
What did you learn being in prison? How did you survive?
I learned that you can think you're doing the right thing. You can act like you're a righteous dude and you're good, but what you're actually doing is the thing. The deeds. You can't fool Mother Nature. You can't fake it. You can't act like I thought of myself as a good person. I was decent to people. I didn't speak to clients in a way where I was robbing them, I felt. But yet, if the overall is not legal, it's not legal.
Hi, I'm Isabelle Dungan and I'm here with Mark Hanna. If you'd like to tune into his radio show, Mark Hanna's World, go to nytalkradio.net. Hey Mark.
Yes, Isabelle.
You like speaking publicly, don't you?
Well, I've had to do it in my career for years, and I still do. Yes, it's important, it's necessary.
Well, viewers, Mark is available for speaking engagements. If you would like to contact his agent, you can email him at wesleyleealan@aol.com.
Good idea.